Have you ever wondered why your mornings sometimes feel heavy, even before the day begins? What if the very first words you speak to God could shift the entire atmosphere of your day? In this video, we'll uncover a powerful morning prayer that helps you surrender your worries and invite God's peace into every moment ahead. If you find hope and encouragement here, make sure to subscribe to Prayer Decode so you won't miss the uplifting prayers and faith-filled messages we share every week. Just be still in this morning silence, ready to receive what lies ahead in God's gentle embrace. Breathe in the calm, allow your spirit to settle, let your heart yield to the truth that love does not come from striving. In this moment, you are not called to perform, but to rest in the goodness of being seen by the Creator. Feel the pull of control ease, because faith invites quiet, not frantic effort. Notice how the world whispers that worth is earned, yet Christ whispers simply existing is enough. You don't need to hustle for value. You don't have to solve the day before it unfolds. You just need to open your hands and let grace fill the gaps you can't mend alone. Imagine watching a bird glide without agenda, carried by unseen currents that hold it safe with effortless grace. That same grace surrounds you not because of what you offer, but because of whose you are. Let your breath become a prayer. Lord, I choose to trust you today rather than my own planning. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Let that become the rhythm of your soul. Trust is not passivity. It is daring to believe that God is already ahead of you, orchestrating beauty beyond your sight. Release the need to predict outcomes. Let surrender become your pathway to peace. Let silence be your ally when your mind yells solutions. Rest is not weakness, but sacred rhythm holiness found in trusting rather than controlling. Let that truth anchor you now. Feel your shoulders fall, your mind unclench as you lean into the truth that rest is a divine invitation, not a reward for doing more. Let God carry the weight of expectations, the weight of fear, the weight of tomorrow, because His strength is perfected in your stillness. Receive the peace that comes when you stop striving and start trusting the shepherd's way. Know that you are held deeply loved enough, just as you are no performance required. And so you simply exist. Let God do what only He can. Let your heart rest in His sufficiency. When we stop striving and start surrendering, we step into a deeper posture of faith. Rest is not found in productivity, but in presence. True strength is born in stillness, not in control. Trusting God isn't passive, it's the most courageous act of love. Let your stillness become the soil where peace grows. May this rhythm of gentle surrender shape your mornings and your heart. Let this morning be a reminder that God is already near, even before you speak a word, even before you take a step. When you rise and your thoughts begin to rush, when your heart feels heavy with plans and problems that you cannot control, take a breath and remember, That peace is not earned by solving everything, but received by trusting the one who already holds everything. The invitation of Scripture is clear. You do not need to carry the full weight of life alone. Birds do not work themselves into exhaustion to guarantee tomorrow. They simply move within the rhythm of creation, and God provides. Flowers do not fight the soil to bloom. They wait for the sunlight and the rain, and then they open. In the same way, you are not asked to fight for love or security, but to rest in God's providence. Let this be the day you loosen your grip on the things you cannot control and give them back to the Lord, who never fails to provide. Stillness is not laziness, it is faith in action. When God told the Israelites to be still by the edge of the Red Sea, He was not asking them to ignore danger. He was inviting them to trust that His hand was already at work. The same God who parted the sea for His people is still working in your story. So when your first response is to panic, when your mind tells you to fix everything, remember that stillness can be the bravest response. Waiting on God is not wasted time. It is the place where you see His glory unfold without your interference. Let this stillness settle into your spirit today. Peace that comes from God is different from the temporary relief the world offers. The peace of God is not dependent on your circumstances, but on His unchanging character. Isaiah reminds us that perfect peace belongs to the one whose mind is steadfast and fixed on trust. That means peace is not about removing all problems, but about redirecting your focus. Every time worry rises, choose again to look toward God. Every time fear whispers, remind your heart that trust is stronger than fear. Peace becomes a discipline, a repeated choice that shapes your soul until trust grows deeper than anxiety. Maybe life has slowed you down recently in ways you did not choose through stress, disappointment, or loss. Do not see this as punishment, but as a pasture where God makes you lie down so He can restore you. The shepherd sometimes allows quiet seasons, not to withhold from you, but to remind you that rest is holy. Green pastures are not places of productivity, but of presence. And in His presence, restoration comes. The world will call you behind if you slow down, but heaven calls you wise. Receive this rest as a gift, not a setback. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. These words remind us that trust is not partial, it is total surrender. You may not see the full path ahead. You may not know how every detail will work out, but you can walk forward because God is already there. Trust means choosing not to circle in endless worry, but to step forward in faith, even when logic does not answer every question. Surrender is not weakness. It is the deepest form of courage because it hands control to the one who knows the end from the beginning. So let this morning become your altar of surrender. Lay down the pressure to be everything for everyone. Release the burden of needing to appear strong when you feel weary. Confess before God that you cannot carry what was never yours to hold, and believe that He will lift it from your shoulders. Every time you choose to rest instead of striving, you declare that God is your provider. Every time you pause in prayer instead of rushing ahead, you open space for His Spirit to speak. Every time you trust His timing instead of forcing your own, you align your life with the rhythm of grace. Take a moment now and breathe. With each breath, imagine the weight falling off. Say within your heart, Lord, I trust you with this day. Say it when worry rises. Say it when you feel behind. Say it when you cannot see the way ahead. Let this become your prayer. When you release control, you make space for God's peace to rule your heart. The truth is, you were never meant to hold the world together. You were meant to walk with the shepherd who restores your soul. You do not have to prove yourself to Him. You are already fully loved. You do not have to chase peace. It has already been offered to you through surrender. This is the gift of grace, that your identity is not built on what you achieve, but on who holds you. So today, choose trust over tension, grace over striving, stillness over rushing. Let rest be your declaration of faith, that God is faithful even when you are not enough. Let your life echo this truth, that even in silence, God is present, and even in surrender, His strength is revealed. You can simply exist and let Him do the rest. And here's the lesson that carries you beyond this moment. Rest is not wasted time, it is a sacred act of trust. Stillness is not absence, it is where God's nearness becomes clear. Trust is not fragile, it is the strongest foundation you can stand on. As you surrender today, let these truths guide your heart. You are seen, you are safe, you are deeply loved. Choose to live not under the pressure of control, but in the peace of surrender. This is the path of faith. This is the place of true freedom. As you go into today, remember that surrendering your heart to God in the morning is not about weakness, but about strength that flows from His presence. The more you trust Him, the lighter your steps will feel and the clearer your path will become. If this prayer has spoken to your spirit, I invite you to share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And don't forget to subscribe to Prayer Decode for more prayers and messages to keep your faith strong. May your day be filled with peace, strength, and the unshakable presence of God.